Coming up on Network Africa. Multiple bomb blasts hit a housing estate in Yobe State, claims at least 16 lives. Guinea-Bissau president rejects proposed cabinet by Prime Minister Carlos Correa. Somali militants Al-Shabaab vow to open fire on British peacekeepers when they visit the country. Hello and welcome to Network Africa. I am Adeshewa Josh. It is a trend many Nigerians have wished and prayed to become a thing of the past. Though the spate of bombings perpetrated by the Boko Haram sect in the country is indeed waning, there are still pockets of attacks by the sect which leaves a few people wondering whether Nigeria is indeed winning the war against terror. Just today, multiple explosions believed to have been detonated by the sect rocked the Ministry of Housing quarters and the Buhari housing estate in Damaturu, killing 16 people and injuring 10 others. The Executive Secretary State Emergency Management Agency, Alhaji Musa Idi, confirmed the story to newsmen in Damaturu. Our correspondent, Jonathan Gopep, joins us now from Yobe State with the latest. Thank you so much for joining us on Network Africa, Jonathan. Well, thank you so much for making our time to speak to us on Network Africa. The last we know of the number of dead is 16 at least. Please give us the latest on the situation.
Well, at the moment, the death toll has risen to 18.
Okay, what more can you tell us about this bombing? Is this a suicide attack like we have seen in the past few weeks? What more can you tell us?
Yes, it was a suicide bomb attack. About 3 of them evaded the town. The first set of the suicide bombers, 2 of them in number, attacked a local resident residing at the suburb of the town. That is a local Fulani resident outside Damaturu, the state capital. The bombers were told by security operatives that they assembled the residents, after which one of the suicide bombers left them while the other who was with them detonated the explosion, and it went off, killing about 13 people there. Later on, the one that left the scene came to town and met others who were, strategizing to attack the town. So we were informed reliably by the police public relation officer that one attacked a mosque at the Buhari housing estate in the town in the metropolis, while the other attacked a shop. He claimed to be a sick person and he needed some drugs at the housing estate pharmaceutical chemist. And in the process, he killed about 5 people at the shop. And when we got to the hospital, it was besieged by residents to see the extent of the destruction. And we learned from the hospital authority that 17 people were dead. And subsequently, later on, one died, giving a total of 18. At the moment, the state governor, Ibrahim Gaidam, through his director of press, has issued a statement condoling the families of those killed in the attack, as well as ordering the state minister of health to give free medical care to those on admission, as well as anybody on referral cares to either within town or outside the town should be treated free of charge. That is the situation at the moment. The town is calm, securities are in control, everybody is going about his normal business.
I mean, as expected at this time, but let me ask you, it was a housing estate, according to the reports and according to what you've said. It moves slightly different from the trend we've been seeing, like in marketplaces or worship centers. Weren't there some sort of suspicious movement to indicate that these people, whether we don't even know whether it's a man or a woman yet, if you do know, please let us know. I mean, was there no indication that something was suspicious about these people's movement?
You see, this attack came at a very early hours. In fact, most of us were sleeping when the explosions went off. And nobody would have even noticed anything because Buhari Estate is located, in fact, northern part of the town, which is slightly out of town. So nobody would have even suspected anything. In fact, most of the people, you know, they attacked a mosque at that area. So their target was that Muslim worshippers would have been in the mosque at that time. And that is why one of the suicide bombers went there. It was too early for any of them to have meet any gathering because people are very conscious of, you know, creating an arena where it can be easily attacked. But from experience has shown that with the wave of the attack we are seeing in recent times through suicide bombing, we tend to understand that security operatives have pushed these people to the wall. So they have no option than resorting to this kind of strategy to hurt people within town.
Now let's talk about the residents of the area that was bombed. What are you hearing from them? Are they being brave about this? Are they in fear? Are they stepping up security? What can you tell us about them?
Certainly, residents, the wave of attack, residents are becoming used to it, so to say, because, you know, hardly will it be within a month or two you don't hear of it. So if it happens, you notice people going about their business. But to be honest with you, I spoke to one of the father of an undergraduate killed in the blast. He told me that the boy had the sound and had to come out. So in the process of, you know, looking around to see if there could be any help he could render. So he was just standing in front of the house when he saw somebody with a gun. So he thought he can overpower the person. So in the process, he just hold the person carrying the bomb to see if others could come to help. But in the process of trying to hold the militant, the bomb went off, and all of them died in the process. So the residents are calm. Security operatives are, in fact, on top of the situation because at the moment nothing is happening, and we can see them around. And people are going about no problem as I speak.
Jonathan, let me push you a little bit on this policing around the area. I do know that right now there are security officials around this particular area. I mean, how long does it take them to leave? And what is the local policing in that area like?
Well, there are checkpoints around, even around the Buhari housing estates. They have a 24-hour police checkpoint right on the road, which is a bypass linking Kano just access to Maiduguri. So when you are coming to Damaturu and you are passing either of the bypass, you will definitely come across a lot of checkpoints before you get out of town. So these suicide bombers must have been strategizing to see how they can have access to the town. I believe that is it must have taken them some days to have attacked that area. It's quite difficult to get into the heart of the town anyway. As I told you earlier, Buhari housing estate is located a little bit outskirts of town. It's easier to access that place than coming into town because of the situation.
Jonathan Gulpep, Channels TV correspondent there for us live in Yobe State. Thank you so much for bringing us up to speed with that very tragic incident. Well, while the people of Yobe bury their dead, it appears the members of the terrorist group will be mourning theirs too. As the Nigerian Army says, the troops of 120 Task Force Battalion in Yobe have killed more than 100 fleeing terrorists at the Goniri area of the state today. A statement issued by the Acting Director of Army Public Relations, Colonel Sani Osman, says 7 soldiers died while 9 others were wounded when the terrorists attempted to invade the military base at Goniri. The army also recovered a large cache of arms from the terrorists, and before now, in an interview with Channels TV, Army spokesperson Colonel Rabi Abubakar assures Nigerians that the army is succeeding in its fight against terror. He also asked Nigerians to disregard videos and audio recordings of Boko Haram members claiming victory over the military.
The issue of that shouldn't bother Nigerians. We are done fighting. We know how far we have gone. And we know how far we are planning. And we will not be distracted from that. Those who are claiming to be celebrating Salah or whatever, is for their own headache. As far as the Nigerian military is concerned, we are succeeding. We are succeeding, you know, in isolating them, and we succeeded. We are succeeding in ensuring that their hideouts, you know, have been completely trashed. And I am speaking with you. We'll continue doing that coordination of process between the Air Force and Army to ensure that the so-called caught and uncaught terrorists will no longer going to have reasons. The average one you are having that we can be able to sustain is we are comfortable with it, and we are working with what we have, and what we have can sustain us, can make us to confront not only the so-called tag rags called Boko Haram, but any other post for that matter. And I'm assuring Nigerians that we are not leaving any stone unturned regarding this issue of terrorist activities.
Well, still ahead on Network Africa. Burkina Faso coup leader to face trial for charges including threatening state security and murder.